Hello, hello. This is Jay of j.goddessTarot, and welcome to your July 2023 predictions. So I'm publishing this shortly before July 2023, and I have four piles for you today. Pile 1 with the blue crystal, pile 2 with the purple crystal, pile 3 with the green crystal, and pile 4 with the red crystal, of just any messages that may be helpful for you to come through, that may inspire, invigorate, etc. So please close your eyes for a moment, take a few deep breaths, and select your pile. And also note, there may be more than one pile that calls to you. That's perfectly okay. Feel free to select a second pile as well. Hello, hello, my pile one. So for those of you who selected the blue crystal, this is your reading for July 2023 predictions. So I asked Spirit Universe to bring through whatever answers that or insights that were available that may be useful for you in the coming month to help you maybe get clarity, align, etc. Please, as always, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what does not. So to get started, I pulled an Angel Oracle card, and I pulled Unlikely. And at face value, I know that can seem like a pretty negative card, but as I was really tapping into the energy for this pile, I came to understand what it meant more and more. So the biggest theme that is emerging for you, my pile ones, is there's unlikely to be change if you're not initiating it. Okay, so let's go through, we'll walk through some of the oracle cards first, and then we'll get to the tarot. So after Unlikely, I also pulled some angel number cards. So your angel numbers that came out were 6, I am nurturing, and 19, I am pioneering. So 6 reads, your heart is your gift. You are a natural born nurturer and have a great talent for helping and healing others. You are the epitome of self-sacrifice and a protector of those you love. I am nurturing. If this sounds like you, my pile ones, I'm getting the sense that sometimes you do this or lean into this behavior or natural inclination to a fault. And that's where the unlikely comes in. About there's unlikely to be change in areas you want there to be change if you're not initiating it. So number 19 says, I am pioneering. Independence and self-sufficiency are necessities to you. You are extremely capable in life and work and aren't afraid to take big risks to achieve the life you desire. So I feel that you inherently have the ability to make these changes in your life, my pal ones. And specifically, this is giving me the energy of like in certain relationships, especially with family. For many of you, my pal ones, that's coming through. For some of you, this may be asserting yourself more at work. For some of you, it may be taking kind of a leap of faith. And when I say a leap of faith, I don't mean quitting your job, but leaning into a dream or a vision you have to start something maybe of your own, because that is what is going to drive change. Some other oracle cards that came out were number 14, set boundaries, and number 11, alignment. So this is the unlikely. This is where it's really coming up like a ding, 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 is you have to set boundaries in certain spaces in your life. I feel especially energetic spaces, in order for you to have change and movement in something that you want, my pal ones. So for example, it may be, especially with this nurturing spirit that you have to set stronger boundaries maybe with family, about doing things for them, helping them, whatever resonates with you, in order to recoup some of your time. Maybe you're investing a lot of time in helping others, and it is to the detriment of you, and you are becoming out of alignment. So you're coming out of energetic alignment. It could be setting boundaries at work, meaning if you work a lot of hours, and especially if you're like actually salary or hourly worker, and you are taking on more than your fair share, you're picking up shifts, you're staying late, and you're burning yourself out, you're really out of alignment right now, my pal one. So your nurturing nature is now kind of being taken advantage of, and now is to a point where you're being pulled in a direction that's not the best for you. You're being drained by whatever the things are that are going on. And the next set of oracle cards explains this a lot. Number 30, 6th house, routine. And I have more oracle cards, just ran out of a little bit of space. So then we have Libra, number 19, balance. You need to start setting boundaries, my pal ones, so you can get back into alignment, get back into balance, start creating a routine for yourself that allows you to spend and invest more time in you and this thing. If you have a thing, if you have a side thing that you want to lean into, if you don't, that's okay. You still need to get back into alignment and start setting boundaries with people, situations, things in your life, because you're really getting drained. You're really getting burned out. So for July, that is really going to be something you're going to have to work on. It's definitely, I feel for many of you who selected this pile, it may be you're trying to figure out how to do that. Okay, so now we'll jump to the tarot, and then we'll come back and do another set of oracle cards that I have off camera that I'll pop up. So we have the Hierophant, 10 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, 8 of Wands, and Knight of Pentacles. So Hierophant always to me is tapping into, it kind of has a dual meaning for me. It always comes through as, you see the light at the top of the card, like really tapping in on a more spiritual level to something, but also representing a lot of structure. That next to the 10 of Pentacles, for this particular reading, I'm getting for many of you, you have to set boundaries with family. And when you do, my pal ones, you are going to experience this Page of Wands, this explosive like rejuvenation, this reinvention of self, because you're going to be more in alignment. You're going to have more balance. And you're going to be able to get back to routines that nourish and help you. And once you set these boundaries, it's going to happen fast. Like this 8 of Wands energy is fast. It's going to happen fast. You're going to notice the changes within yourself really very fast. And Knight of Pentacles, you're going to reap abundance from it. I think you're going to get time back. I think you're going to have more money from it if you are loaning any money, etc. But you creating and enforcing these boundaries is going to do nothing but help you. So that is really what, for you, my pal ones, I want you to focus on for July 2023. Now we have 2 additional oracle cards, and these ones are smaller, so I will try to hold them close. So this one says, work daily towards improving your mental health. I feel the boundaries that you currently do not have are impacting your mental health because they're impacting your energy levels. You're not able to take appropriate care of yourself, especially when it comes to sleep and rest. That's what I'm getting, my pal ones. So it's major area of importance. And here is another card, maybe hard to see, but I will read it quickly. Take 5 or more minutes to concentrate on a divine feeling or a higher thought, doing your best to block out all other distractions. I feel for you, my pal ones, often you're going through in a very distracted manner through life because you have a lot on you. You have a lot of responsibilities on you. You're taking on a lot of weight, likely, presumably, of other people's responsibilities as well. And the impact of that has left you, I think you're at a point halfway through the year, you're looking up and you're saying, I have not accomplished some of the things I've wanted to, or I'm not as far along, as I wanted to for 2023. And this will help you get back on the route, like a GPS being rerouted. This will help you get back on the route to accomplishing those things, recouping your time, recouping your energy. You're going to be like the Page of Wands. I'm telling you, just like the figure in that card, like you are going to have so much energy to invest in whatever it is that you hold dear and important. It could be a hobby. It could be a side hustle or a side business. It could be, you know, going to school or learning a new skill. It could be a million things. Of course, take what resonates with you. But whatever it is, you have been neglecting this thing that you find a lot of value in or you would like to do because you don't have the right boundaries right now. And setting and enforcing them with whomever you need to is going to do nothing but help you. And I feel once you're able to do this, the Knight of Pentacles also, I see the different discs like really representing the months that remain in 2023. You are going to have success in subsequent months if you do that now, you know. So really spend July figuring out what that means for you, cultivating and recouping the routines that you need to create to work on your stuff, but also setting those boundaries with the people in your life, the events in your life, the activities in your life, whatever is sucking up your time, energy, and you're feeling drained. I feel a lot of you're doing this because you have a nurturing soul and a nurturing heart, but it's draining you. And there's nothing wrong with any of those things. That's marvelous. But you're doing it to a point where it's to a detriment to you, and that's where you need to take a step back and rethink. So this is the reading for you, my Pal Ones, for your June 2023 predictions. And basically nothing is likely to change unless you change it, but you have all of the energy in the universe. Your spirit guides are with you. So once you figure out what works for you and how the way in which you're most comfortable asserting yourself to assert those boundaries, you're going to have a lot of, positive power behind you to do that. So I really hope this resonates with you. Feel free to leave a comment below. Please like this video, helps me with the algorithm. And if you're interested in a private reading, my links are below as well. Feel free to pick another pile if you feel called to do so. If not, thank you for letting me read for you today, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Hello, hello, my pal too. So for those of you who selected this beautiful purple crystal or purple aura quartz for your July 2023 predictions, this is your reading. So I have a mix of oracle and tarot cards, and I asked Spirit to bring forth any messages that may be helpful or useful to you in the coming month. So we'll start with the angel card, angel answers card that I pulled. So we have reconsider. So the energy of this entire pile was quite interesting, my pal, too, because I feel that you are very much a get up and go type of person, and you are ready to launch something, move forward with a relationship. You're ready to move something to the next stage. It could be changing jobs, but it's not something like that. It's more like launch something, launch a business, go into a new partnership, step into a new relationship. Like it's something, a big kind of bold move. For some, and this is only a select few, it could be relocating, like relocating a great distance. Like if you're in the US, maybe across, to a different state, something like that. It's kind of big. And one thing the universe is saying, reconsider. So to me, this is definitely not a no. This is a reconsider, maybe like a take a step back and think about some other factors that maybe have slipped your notice, not slipped your notice, that you have not been tuned into as much, my pal twos. So let's go to the angel numbers card. So we have 23, adventurous. You have a zest for life and you are eager to experience anything and everything possible. You love change and excitement and need both to feel truly alive. For you, life is an adventure to be filled to the fullest. I am adventurous. This is you, my pal twos. Like totally. I feel that you're adventurous, even if you're like not the outdoorsy person. There's a part of you that's very gutsy and bold. Let's say this is not you necessarily in your everyday way of being in the world, but there's definitely a part of you that's gutsy, bold, adventurous, trailblazing. You aren't afraid to per se go something alone. So now we have number 14. I am practical. You are open-minded, and always up to try something new. Yet you are wise enough to stop and think before you jump into things. This pragmatic approach helps ensure your time, attention, and efforts are meaningful. This is you as well. And then number 12, I am a visionary. Creativity is a driving force in your life. Your imagination is rich and you are able to express your feelings and insights in unique ways that others can benefit from. I am a visionary. So my pal twos, I'm getting that for many of you, you are seeing something be very successful. That's right at the point where you're ready to, like I said, it could be launch a new business. It could be get into a new relationship. It could be pick up and move somewhere. Like you see the long-term benefit of this thing, but universe is saying use July, or at least use some days in July. It may not take it a whole month to reconsider. So the next set of oracle cards that came out are shift your focus and warning signs. So what this is saying to me, my pal twos, is that there have been maybe things that have come up in that are related to this thing you're trying to do. Relationship, business, move. Like I said, I don't feel it's a new job. If you're listening to this and you're thinking about changing jobs, you can take away from this, but those aren't the main things coming up. This is kind of something that you're stepping out into something wholly new. And to me, changing jobs isn't a wholly new thing. That changing jobs is kind of just a part of the flow of life, of being an adult. So you can heed this advice, but I'm not feeling it so much for that. This is like newness. This is like getting a bank loan and or getting investors and starting a new business, like something really big. So I think you need to shift your focus inward, my pal twos, because there have been some warning signs. Now, please understand, warning signs aren't always indicative that there's something terrible or bad or something like that. It could just be saying you need to pay attention to something. And I feel more when we get to the tarot, that comes out even more. But there have been some warning signs that have come up to you. For example, if you are interested, say this is a relationship, this scenario just came through. Say this is a relationship that you have on your mind to say, okay, I'm ready to maybe be exclusive, maybe even dating somebody and they've shown a lot of great promise for the most part. And you're like, hey, okay, I'm ready to be exclusive and be in a relationship. But one of the warning signs that you've seen, you've observed, and you maybe want to dismiss is this person, your next partner, or this partner you've been dating, works a lot. And it's often that they don't have the type of time to really invest in you and have that bonding time with you to really help a relationship grow. Now, I don't think this is anything like janky or suspicious. I think this person is genuinely working. But a person that works that much may not be the best fit for you and the type of bond you want to form in a relationship and the just time you need. Every one of us is different. That's no judgment. But I feel like that's a warning sign that has come up to tell you you're not a bad person. Your desire for a relationship's not bad, and your partner's not a bad person. But this is something that you need to not dismiss and really consider if you decide to get in a full-blown relationship with them, like a monogamous one-on-one relationship, because it is the type of thing that it could potentially, doesn't have to, but could potentially cause problems down the line. Okay? So another one, situation that kind of popped up for me is if this is about starting a business, it could be like, say you have a business where you're going to sell goods or something. Have you checked out all of the suppliers thoroughly, that maybe are going to supply the materials for what you're going to produce, or are going to ship the orders? Like, have you done your due diligence in that? And I feel there may have been an instance or two that have come up to say, you don't have as much faith in some of these like vendors or suppliers or whatever the case may be, or even business partners. I'm feeling that for many of you, this is more of a solo thing, but just make sure you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's, because I feel there have been some instances that things have come up that you may have tried to just kind of brush under the rug and think they're not important, but they are. So kind of shift your focus back to within, and pay attention to your intuition, because it's going to help you get really clear on how to move forward. Okay? So the next oracle cards, we have Void of Course Moon missing, number 52, and Saturn return 50-age. So part of this, some of you listening to this could be close to your Saturn return. You can look that up on Google and see when that, I think that happens around age 30 if I'm not mistaken. So age could be a factor in you wanting to make this change, or you wanting to make this decision of entering into this relationship. That could, maybe you're so many years into your career and you're like, I'm ready to jump out and start this business, or I'm XYZ age and I feel I really want to be in a serious relationship at this point, whatever it may be. So that may be a factor in your decision-making process. But missing and warning signs closely aligned to me, because Spirit is saying there's something that you may be missing. And I don't think this is something you're genuinely missing. I think this is something that you saw, you're consciously aware of, you observed, take whatever fits, but you kind of are sweeping it under the rug or not giving it as much attention as maybe you should. And that's something that could potentially impact you in the long run. So next set of oracle cards says soften and open back into love all day long. And this one says learn to keep your heart open and soft through the trials of life. If this is related to relationships, and soften came up twice, I feel there is definitely a call to be very aware. This is shift your focus inward. To be very aware if your heart ever gets hardened and you are maybe projecting at times an old situation onto a new partner. Going back to what I was saying that came through about, like, if this is a new relationship coming up, and you're thinking, and you've been dating this person, and they seem like, things are cool, but like I said, they work a lot. However, part of something that could come up when you, because they may have limited time, is you are projecting onto them maybe characteristics from an ex who was genuinely a cheater. They didn't have time, or they didn't make time, but they were cheating, whereas this person is genuinely working, trying to accomplish something in their career. You see what I'm saying? So this is also a call to be very mindful of taking an old narrative and applying it to a new situation. That's how it's coming through. Releasing some things that you need to release is definitely also important for you, my pal twos. So let's jump to the tarot. So we have Ace of Wands, King of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and Three of Cups. I'm feeling you, my pal twos, are like the energetic bunch. You have a million things going. You're always on the move, and you are ready to go. All systems go on this thing, whether it's relationship, business, whatever it is, a move. Your mind is buzzing. And I think that this is going to be a very fruitful and successful thing in the long run. And that's what, like, the King of Pentacles is a very rich king, but he's also very slow moving. So I don't think you have to move slow. I think you have to move with a greater sense of mindfulness. And that's what the reconsider is really telling me. Like I said, it's not a no to me. That card is not saying no to me. It's saying reconsider, meaning you need to shift your focus. You need to maybe take a second or two to lay out all of the factors that are a part of this thing. And because the King of Pentacles is overflowing, a lot of abundance, a lot of prosperity and success, but there's a lot of patience and determination, and they're also a very strong leader. And all of those qualities describe you, my pal, too. I just think there's a need to kind of temper all of that. You're adventurous and you're visionary with your practical, because you're very practical. So this reading is really to appeal to that practical side of you. And the Three of Swords. I think the Three of Swords, if a relationship comes up to you when you pick this pile, this could be heartbreak from a past relationship in that scenario I just described about projecting old behaviors or projecting an old narrative into a new situation. If this is business related and you're listening to this, this could be you could have had past failures in a business attempt. And you had maybe a few scars from it, meaning you maybe had a bad taste in your mouth from dealing with certain business partners or vendors or just dealing with the public or something. So there may have been some failure in the past, but you have not allowed it to let you down, my pal twos. You are abundant and you can bounce back. And there's a need for you to find balance. So the Two of Pentacles is definitely saying you got to find balance here. And I think part of the balance will occur when you shift your focus and you go inwards. You do some healing potentially, if this is about heartbreak, but also reflection, if this is about business efforts or things like that, and also reflection about successes that you've had in the past. Once you do some of that internal processing, I think you're going to come out and have a lot of success. In the Three of Cups, where you have like the three folks around, this could be, if this is about business, the first thing that popped up to me was business partners. You may need to once you do this internal reflection, this internal work, I think you're going to attract some folks in, and you're going to attract like a community that can help you. You may find a set of investors from going to a networking event or something like that. But also, if this is let's see, relationship based, you may find a community of folks that like what you like same hobbies and things like that, and find potential support in processing old emotions. Maybe with if you're a feminine or a woman listening to this, you may find a community of women that really help you move past those things and do the same things you enjoy, and maybe you won't feel so in need at the moment of a relationship. There's nothing wrong with wanting a relationship at all. It's nothing wrong with us wanting to be connected to others, but I feel that it just needs to be tempered, and we need to be very clear from the perspective which we're coming from. So this is the reading I have for you, my pal twos, for your July 2023 predictions. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in a personal reading, my links are down below. Leave a like to help me with the algorithm, and feel free to choose another pile if you feel called to do so. If not, thank you for letting me read for you today, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Hello, my pile threes. For those of you who selected this beautiful green crystal or green aura quartz, this is your reading for your July 2023 predictions. So I shuffled a mix of oracle and tarot cards to bring through whatever messages the universe, spirit had for you that may be helpful, insightful, etc. in the coming month. So let's start with the angel answer card that came out. Was meditation brings answers. So I'm feeling from the beginning, my pal threes, you have some things that you want, some things that you're in. I feel this pile is definitely for those who want a change, but your change is going to come through manifestation. And it's either something you're currently manifesting, and this reading is to give you a boost to tell you to keep going, or you have a desire for something and you really have not started to consistently, consciously manifest for it, and this is your call to get started. So meditation will bring you answers, because the meditation and the manifestation, intentional manifestation, will bring you the answers of the actions you need to take, the inspired actions you need to take to get whatever it is that you want, this thing that you want. On to the angel number cards. We have 0. I am limitless. There is no beginning and no end. All is infinite. It is time to develop your spiritual side. You are gaining new sight and understanding of both godly and earthly things. 15, I am wise. Your love for others is powerful, and you are able to spread your gift of support far and wide. Your curious and social nature brings you into contact with a variety of people, all of who would benefit from your warm, heartfelt words of wisdom. And number 44, which is a master number, I am supported. Your angels are encouraging you to continue on your present life path with diligence and determination, and even greater success will come in the future. So this goes back to, exactly what I was saying, my pal threes. You are limitless. You already have a certain amount of wisdom in the way that you have carried yourself and behaved in life. And I feel this is just calling you to go deeper. I feel some of you may have not gone farther with the manifestation and maybe some spiritual things out of fear. Take your time, go at your pace, and research and go deeper in the areas you want to. But for others, I feel, like I said, it's just not knowing where to start. There are a million YouTube videos out there on, manifestation for beginners and whatnot. So I would say start there. That's just a great place that's coming up. You're watching this on YouTube, and you can pull up some great videos and content creators who can help you go deeper in that. Next, I'm seeing checking your social media, 13, and new lifestyle. So for many of you, this pile is speaking to me about love. Okay. So I think for many of you, you're trying to manifest a person, a specific person, or SP if you are into law of assumption and things like that. That term is familiar to you. I feel many of you are trying to manifest a specific person, and I think you're checking their social media, and I think this is a person that is known to you, and you like I said, you're trying to manifest them in, but I think it's going to take making some lifestyle changes. This isn't about changing for a person, not at all, my pal threes. This is about changing your mindset, which is going to lead to, it's a little heavy, so if you hear me breathing heavy, that's what that is. Because I feel this is a big change, positive change, no doubt, but like a big shift, because this person you're trying to manifest lives a lifestyle very different than your own. So in a clear picture that popped up to me, of course, take this if this resonates, leave it if it doesn't, is you are manifesting this person on social media. This doesn't have to be a famous person. This is just somebody you like, and it could be someone that has a little bit of fame, notoriety, things like that. Doesn't have to be. Take what resonates. And say they're a surfer, right? And they live in Southern California, or they live in Hawaii, and they live this surfer lifestyle, and you could see yourself like really being a part of it and adding to it and being a good partner for them. You really like, not just when they're surfing, you like the other things they post to show like what they're about. They like volunteer and adopt animals and like all the things, but they're genuine about it. And you could see how you and this person would be a great fit for one another. However, you live in like a landlocked state or something, don't surf, not near any beaches. Like that's what I mean. It's going to take quite a lifestyle shift for you to be in proximity with them. And I feel this new lifestyle is going to come when you start manifesting, like on a conscious level, or in the 3D right now. It may not even seem feasible. Like, how am I going to get from, like, say, like, I live in the middle of Iowa, right? How am I going to get to Hawaii where this person is at, right? Don't worry about that. That is not your part to worry about that. You just need to meditate and get clear about what you want. And I feel that it's more than just this person. It's what they represent. It's a freedom. It's an openness. It's things that you want in your life that you don't currently have. Money could be a part of it, but that's not what's coming through. There's just like a freedom to the way this person lives that you really admire and respect, and you would love to have that type of freedom in your life. So you could have that freedom and, let's say, be a writer or be a content creator or something, and have the ability to travel and live in like exotic, beautiful places. You know what I mean? So that's what you need to really meditate on, because you have to first get clarity. I think you know parts of what you want, and the parts that are coming out in this reading particularly are the love interest parts, but I don't think those are the only parts. I think that's just part of the equation of this new lifestyle that you want. So the next set of cards, we have 29, fifth house, creativity, and 46, grand trine, blessings. So this is telling me, as you're leaning into, or as you start meditating for answers, because you're limitless, you're wise, and you're very supported. You have a lot of spirit guides and energies in the higher realms that are for your highest good that want to support you, but you haven't asked them for any help. And I think that's why meditation is such a strong signal for you, my pal threes. When you start to do that and kind of get clear about what you want, which will come through meditation, as well as how to move forward with it and manifest what you want, you're going to be really tap into your creativity. And I think that's when blessings are really going to start to come in, meaning you're going to start seeing changes in your 3D. Don't worry about your 3D, but you're going to start to see changes in your 3D as you lean in more and go within for these answers. I had another pal that was like really about going within to come up with answers, but I think that's even more so important for you, my pal threes. These next cards, create healthy boundaries with those around you, and this one says use equanimity to calm your emotions. So for you, and had boundaries come up in another pal as well. So if you pick this pal and boundaries really resonate with you, you may want to check out pal 1 as well. If the meditating for answers really resonates with you, check out pal 2 as well, if you feel called to do so, of course. But in this case, the boundaries that are coming through that you need to set are people who are shitting on your dreams or kind of poo-paw when you say you want to do something different. Going back to the Iowa example I brought through, no shade to anybody from Iowa, just using it as a comparison to Hawaii. And you live on, let's say, a farm or something, and you're like, hey, you know what, and you tell somebody that, like a friend or a relative, like, I'd really love to be a writer, and write, I don't know, science fiction or romance or whatever. I'd really love to be a writer or a content creator and be able to live all over the world. And because this person doesn't have that ability to see bigger than where they're at or dream bigger than where they're at, they may have shot down your idea. They may have said, that's stupid, just as a natural reflex, because many times people can't see beyond their own space or the space they take up in the world. And sometimes they've settled, whatever the case may be. But you may have told somebody something and they said something very mean or demotivating or called your idea stupid or whatever it is, take what resonates, and you felt a little deflated. Set boundaries with people. And I think for this pile, this is about setting boundaries in what you tell people, especially if you're younger. So if you're younger and listening to this and you don't feel that you can tell somebody about your dreams, and I don't mean hurting anybody or causing mayhem. I mean, like, I dream of being a writer. I dream of something bigger than where I'm at. Journal. I think journaling, dream journaling, meditating, and all of these concepts you can research right here on YouTube. I really think that's going to help you have a safe place to share your ideas. Okay. So that's another part of the meditating to bring answers. I think you also need a safe space to share the things that are coming up for you. Now, on to the tarot. We have 4 of Cups, Knight of Wands, 2 of Cups, 2 of Swords, and Queen of Swords. So we have 2 2s, then we have a 4, which is 2 times 2, and then we have a 44. So 2s and 4s may be a sign for you, my pal 3s, especially if you see them in sets of 3 or in sets of 4. Just be mindful of that. So I think right now where you're at, you may be feeling a little bit dissatisfied, or like, how do I describe it? Maybe you're not as fulfilled as you would like to be with what you're getting in life. You feel that you're, and Four of Cups is also saying time to meditate. That's also what it means. And your meditation brings answers. So this is really calling you to go within and meditate, my pal 3s, because I think you're going to get a lot of clarity and a lot of answers. And you're feeling some like apathy with where you're at in life. That's not a bad thing. It can only be bad when you aren't doing anything with it or about it. If you do need to talk to somebody, if this is very intense, there's no shame with, working with a mental health professional to work through some emotions. There are even apps that you can do that, so feel free to explore that. But if this is just a general sense of like, I'm not happy where I'm at right now and I want to do something different, meditate, journal, do things to positively express yourself. And I feel you need to do it in a very safe way, such as journaling, because you may not have the supportive people around you at the moment in your immediate sphere of influence to share with. Because once you start leaning in to meditate for answers, you are going to get this energy to start going after the things you want, or to start really having very clear signs come through about the next moves you need to take. And I do think love is a part of it with this Two of Cups. That is definitely going to be a part. It's not the only part, but I think that's going to be a part. If you are under 18 and listening to this, this may be a little while away. But if you're over 18 and you're listening to this, there may be a shorter time frame. I'm not getting specific time frames, but I'm not getting it super far away, because this fast energy, this Knight of Wands energy is going to happen quick. Like, once you start meditating for answers and you're following your intuition and you're tuning in and your creativity is unleashed, like, a lot of things are going to start moving fast in your 3D. But don't pay attention to your 3D. Lean into the meditation and the manifestation work that you're doing. I feel that not only are you going to attract the right romantic partners, you're going to attract the right people in your sphere around you that love you and support you. You're going to attract kindred spirits, okay? You are really going to attract your soul tribe and friendships that support you. But I feel this comes back to, like this Two of Swords is saying, but you got to make a choice. And I think that's where you're at now, is you are in the place where you got to make a choice of what you want to do. Like, kind of stay in the energy you're at, like that Four of Cups energy, or move toward the Knight of Wands energy, so that you're at a crossroads. And it may be difficult for you, my pal 3s, I'm sensing, because the Four of Cups is maybe the space that you've been in mentally and emotionally for a while. So a lot of times we'll stay in a place we're uncomfortable just because it's familiar. A spirit is saying, don't do that. Step out to what's a little uncomfortable. And I think for you, the uncomfortable is going to start from an internal perspective, like spending time daily meditating. Even a few minutes. There are free apps that you can download. There are videos on YouTube that can help you. Start where you're at. Start slowly. There's no rush to do this. But it's going to help you make a decision. And once you make the decision to move toward that Knight of Wands energy, you're going to be in your Queen of Swords power. Like, you are going to be at a place where you are leading with your head and your heart. You're going to be able to make very clear decisions. And I feel that things are going to align for you. The line came up in another pile too, specifically. But I feel that you're going to be able to align and move. And opportunities are going to come up for you in a very succinct manner. So let's go back to Iowa, to Hawaii. Say you start doing this self-work, this internal work, and you're meditating and you're manifesting. Things are going to start to shift and move, and an opportunity is going to come up for a school program or a program that you're interested in that aligns with your interest for you to go study, travel, do something in Southern California or in Hawaii. You see what I'm saying? Like something is going to shift and an opportunity is going to come up that you will be able to lean into and make a decision about, that's going to get you like that new lifestyle that you want. So it all starts with you and meditating for July. That's what's coming through. My PAL 3s. Please leave a comment below if you choose. I'd really appreciate a like. It helps me with algorithm. If you are called to select another PAL, please do so. If you're interested in a personal reading, the links to my shop are below. If that's all for now, I thank you for letting me read for you today, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Hello, my PAL 4s. For those of you who selected this beautiful red crystal or red aura quartz, this is your reading for July 2023 predictions. And I just asked Spirit Universe to bring through whatever messages that may be useful or helpful for you to gain insight, or how you maybe should take action in the coming month. So, and we have it's really sunny right now, so I'm gonna move this here and maybe they're better version. Okay, I used a mix of oracle and tarot cards to bring through whatever messages I could. So please, this is a general reading. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So to start, we have Angel Answers card, improving health. Okay, for my PAL 4s, and I have a feeling, random side note, if you are into human design at all, that science or field, I have a feeling you may be manifesting generators. Feel free to look that up. So I feel that you are being called right now, my PAL 4s, is to get back to looking after your health, get back to looking after yourself. So we have master number 22. I am aligned. You are in possession of incredible creative powers, and it is assured that you can achieve anything you wish. Number 3, I am charismatic. Expression comes naturally to you. You are very skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation and creative pursuits. You are able to get others on board with your ideas. So the reason I mentioned the human design, manifesting generators, or any type of generators, actually for this PAL 4, but especially manifesting generators, physical movement helps you move energy, and that is necessary for you to be at your best. I say this because I myself am a manifesting generator, and I find I have so much more ease with everything, just about, when I am moving with my ideas, with my creative abilities, with my intuitive abilities, anything, when I am having daily movement of the body, because it's a way that I need to process and express my energy. And I feel this ties in with you, my PAL 4s. Now, for some, and working out and weight loss, we know that's intertwined, but that's not really the main point of this when it says improving health. You have to improve your health, my PAL 4s, so you can vibrate at your highest level and frequency, so you can be your best. Like you are very aligned, so you can bring messages through more clearly. Say you're a tarot reader, or you do some other type of intuitive work, and even if you don't, so your instincts will be stronger, whatever the case may be. It is necessary for you to start fueling your body with better fuel sources. That came through, but also moving your body and hydrating your body. It's much bigger than an aesthetic goal. Yes, of course, we all want to look our best, but it's deeper than that, and that is what you are being really called to work on in this coming month, is visiting or revisiting kind of those things that you maybe habits you used to have, but maybe you've fallen off of them because you're really busy with work, school, etc., life. But you're really being called to revisit those things, because something big is on the horizon for you, but it can really only come through fully, something positive, of course, but it can only come through fully when you are operating at your highest and best, if that makes sense. So the next cards, commitment coming, 22, fresh start, 10. We have a 22 here and a 22 here, and as you can see, 22 is a master number, so that may be a number that you see often in this coming month. And then also Pluto, 11, transformation. You're being called to make some changes, and I think improving health makes the most sense to come through because it's more so changes in everything that impacts your health. So eating habits, workout habits, sleep habits, drinking enough water, all of those very practical things, of course, we sum up as improving our health, but there's a much bigger why behind it, and you're really being called toward it. And I think this is the month you maybe need to make a fresh start. So the fresh start comes in for those who maybe made a New Year's resolution to, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that, and maybe just have gotten distracted or haven't leaned into that as much as you would have liked to. This is really calling you to come back to that, so you can really show up and show out, because a commitment is coming. And I feel this commitment is like, I'm getting a 50-50. So for half of you, I'm feeling this is like a new job opportunity coming, commitment is coming up, a commitment coming. And for the other half of you, I'm feeling this is either a new relationship and or going deeper in a current relationship, saying, so if you're not in a relationship, this is a relationship, a like type of relationship you would want coming into your life. And if you're in a relationship, this is like a deeper commitment, like engagement, you know. But whatever it is, it's really tied to your habits. Not the commitment coming in itself, but the power with which, the bigness, the positivity of it coming in. Think of a train coming into a station. It can be coming in at a fast speed, you know what I mean? Or it can kind of just be barely chugging through. Or a train on a track. I don't want to say coming into a station because you don't want a train coming in fast to the station, but you know what I mean? So you can go, you're still going to be moving forward, but it could be like at a choo-choo pay, you know, choo-choo, or it could be really like steam engine rolling along. And I believe that's how your alignment and abilities and your energy is working. And it is based upon your, we'll say lifestyle habits. So it's really important for you to be mindful of that. Because I feel when you change them, a lot of things are going to pivot quite quickly. Now, and that's relative, of course, but quickly, I think it's going to take a couple months for you to, take a couple weeks to see things change and pivot versus months, a couple months, or maybe a year or more. You see what I mean? Just to give you some concept of time. All right. Next set of cards, we have Jupiter, 7, abundance, 8, Saturn, truth, and 11, Pluto, transformation. So once again, I think a lot of abundance is coming in when you take this opportunity, have a fresh start, recommit to maybe your New Year's resolution. My pal fours, come to some truths about yourself. I feel for many of you who selected this pile, you may have toxic habits. And this is what I mean by toxic habit. The habit in itself may not be toxic, but the way that you are using or engaging in it makes it toxic. I'll give you an example because I have quite a toxic habit with this. So scrolling through my phone, that in itself is not a bad thing. But when I'm scrolling through my phone at the time when I know I need to be going to bed at night to get the amount of sleep that I need, that's when it becomes toxic. For some of you, it is social media. Be mindful. You may need to really cut back. And if you take what resonates. Every message isn't for every single person. But if that's you, be more mindful of that. This is also a time to make a fresh start. A commitment is coming. And I think that's a double entendre. And with 22, definitely says it to me. You need to make a new commitment to yourself, but a new commitment is coming to you as well. Okay? So you need to get truthful about your habits. And when you do that, you are going to see and have some transformation. When you start leaning into making the improvements in your health or making improvements in your lifestyle, you're going to start seeing some transformation. And then, like I said, 11 came up there. So you have 11, 22, 22. Those numbers, if you're seeing them, they're signs of you to keep going that way, keep leaning into something. Or on the opposite, if you are leaning into things that aren't very productive for you, it's a sign for you to like, hey, your spirit guides are trying to tell you, hey, you need to shift this. You need to do something different. So this card says, it's kind of hard to see, make gentleness a habit and let love be your motivation for action. So this speaks very clearly to me for those of you who selected that pile, who can be very hard on yourself when you are making any health lifestyle changes. And if you're the type of person that says mean things to yourself, or you try to be like, very restrictive, that is not what the universe wants you to do. That is not the approach you need to take. Gentleness, you need to approach this in a very gentle manner. And that could be, really sitting down with yourself and journaling and really getting clear about your emotions and how things make you feel. Getting clear on things that are emotionally triggering that maybe lead you to indulge in some toxic habits or, things like that. But I think you need to approach this in a manner that you've never approached lifestyle changes, health and fitness before. There needs to be a gentleness to it. And I feel that many of you who select this pal are not gentle with yourself. You need to approach it with love and gentleness and self-care. And there are, if you don't know, feel free, Google, look up things, look on YouTube for videos. There are content creators out there who have some great content to help you do that. So now on to the tarot. So we have 7 of Cups, 4 of Wands, King of Swords, Knight of Cups, and Knight of Swords. So this is telling me for many of you, you may know that you need to make some changes, but you're not sure which way to go, right? You're not 100% clear, right? With saying, okay, I know I need to make these changes. What do I do? So you have options. And I'm getting, especially with the 4 of Wands next to it in celebration, and there's 2 people in that card, you may need to have an accountability partner, maybe a great way for you to start. To do this differently, more mindfully, and with more gentleness. I think that may be it. That won't resonate with everyone, but if it does, that is something to definitely explore and lean into. And it could be an online community. It could be a place where you can foster a lot of relationships with like-minded people who are trying to make similar changes. Because I feel once you have a partner or a friend or something to help you more, you are going to be able to lean into your King of Swords and Knight of Cups energy. That means you are going to be able to lead from within yourself from a head and heart perspective. And that is amazing when you can use all of your senses in leaning into something and moving towards something. And you'll be able to move toward your goals and improving your health with very clear thinking and logic, but also with a sense of a lot of self-love, a lot of gentleness, and a lot of thoughtfulness, which I don't think you have necessarily exercised before. I feel that it, if you partner with somebody or find a group, think even like a Facebook group or something, to help you in your goals this time around, you are going to find the connection that you're seeking from that perspective. And I feel you also, if you're in a relationship or seeking or have a desire, let me not say seeking, or have a desire for a relationship, you are going to be able to open yourself up more to that right connection as it's coming in. And the Knight of Swords, there's a lot of things that are going to happen fast, especially if the King and the Knight of Swords. So I feel that there's once you get clear, you lean into the process of what you have to do. You do it in a very thoughtful manner where you're leading from the heart and the head. Changes are going to happen very quickly. You're going to have transformation, but this is going to take, it may be kind of tough for you to get honest with yourself about some of the things you need to shift, because big things are coming for you. And I think you giving yourself this fresh start coming in July to kind of regroup and reassess goals and the way you want to approach them is going to give you the ability to stick to whatever you plan this time. I definitely think partnership is important for you to also have success. It's not necessary. You're capable of doing anything you want to do, but I think it would be a huge help to you, my Pal Fours, if you had a support system. And that could be an online support system, that could be accountability buddy at the gym, that could be working with a trainer, you know, have a walking group, whatever that means. That's going to be slightly different for each person. So take what resonates for you and what fits for you, because I feel you're going to have a lot of success and you're going to be prepared for the commitment that's coming once you recommit to yourself and give yourself this fresh start. So these are your predictions for this month. Please leave a comment below. Helps me with the algorithm. If you're interested in a personal reading, please follow my links below as well. If you are called to select another pile, feel free to do so. There may be some messages for you there. If not, I want to thank you for letting me read for you today, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.